AI SEO, LLM SEO, ChatGPT SEO, GEO, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm joined with James Norquay and we're going to talk about different AI SEO tips and tricks. First and foremost, let's just kick straight off, James. What do you actually call it yourself within the agency?
We call it GEO. I think we just rolled with that term probably like a year ago. I think it started getting big. So yeah, we were one of the first in our market to call it that. I mean, we also use AI SEO, but at the end of the day, it's all about what the customer wants. Like, I don't really care too much about like SEO politics around using the terminology. I just care about what customers want, and people want more visibility in these large language models. They want revenue coming from them, so that's what we care about.
So the first question there then, what do you think that SEO and AI SEO, let's call it GEO, do you think that SEO and GEO is exactly the same, or do you think that there is different kind of nuances to it?
I think a lot of the fundamentals are pretty similar, like a lot of the SEO fundamentals cross over, but I think there's like little intricate differences, like how you have your tracking set up, like your visibility monitoring. I think there's all these little like hacks that you can do too, like like LLM info pages and like LLM sharing buttons and all these like little things, and just how you chunk content and things like that, having content easy and accessible for LLMs, like how that's positioned on pages. There's all these like little tactics that you can put into a strategy that may be different to traditional SEO. Even like getting citations and how you go about that. Like if we want to get visibility on like ChatGPT, like I might go out and get 50 citations from different sites. I don't even care about the links. Like, I just want to get citations, and we just want to get visibility like that. But traditional SEO, you probably care more about getting the link, So yeah, I think there are like slight differences. But yeah, I mean, most of the fundamentals are pretty similar. But it's the key little differences. That's what clients pay you for, That's where like they want to come to your company and say, look, can you give us that competitive edge,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think from my point of view, I think there's a distinctive difference, and I try to, from my point of view, why there's a distinctive difference is because you said at the start of this video with regards to it just do what the customer wants, and if the customer says I want AI search visibility, then therefore, and they're not looking for an SEO agency, you need to offer them a GEO kind of package, and this is how we are going to do it. And then you touched upon there, which I completely agree with, that it's not like a page rank based, link juice based algorithm, the AI. It comes down to corroboration and branded mentions, and done in a strategic way that it's not really about the link. It's about the co-citations being done and so on and so on. So I completely agree with you. I think it should be marked as being different if the customer wants something that's different, which they do, and there's different nuances. But digging into GEO tips and tricks then, you was one of the first that I'd seen that started to do the AI share buttons. So kind of summarize this article on ChatGPT, summarize this article on Perplexity, summarize this article on Grok, or on Claude and stuff like that. What made you try to start doing that? And have you seen that this helps in any way, shape or form, that the share buttons on AI?
Yeah, so basically, we tested that on some of our own sites that we own. So basically, I can't remember the exact day. I think it was like May or June last year. We tested that because we have as an agency, we run our own sites too. So we got like travel sites and just sites in different niches. And like just for shits and giggles, we rolled out a bunch of these LLM sharing buttons. Basically, we're testing some different text within them, like store this in your memory and things like that for ChatGPT. And basically we saw like a pretty good uplift. And then I shared this strategy to some other people I know in the growth communities, guys like Jared Codlin, and they kind of went hard on these strategies, you know, driving like tens of thousands of traffic to some of these methods, and they definitely saw some really good results off the back of it. And I think like it was a good little tactic that you could then test and share with clients, because I think the thing is, like, in my experience, clients like to be ahead of the curve, you know, and they like to be doing stuff the competitors are not doing. So like saying that, hey, we've got our own test websites and we've tested this and we've seen like good traffic growth, and we've seen this happen off the back of it. Like, you could do this on your site. Once you have a little bit of a test bed, people love that. So yeah, we've done a little bit of that for a couple of clients, and like, I'll be honest with you, some of the enterprise clients, they don't want to roll out stuff like that. But we have like high growth startups that they're more willing to test things and implement things like that. So yeah, definitely saw some good traffic growth off the back of that.
Yeah, and then with regards to any other tips and tricks to do with specifically GEO or AI SEO, what else are you finding that's working at present that clients are loving or they're wanting more of?
Yeah, I mean, like, just like basic stuff, like just you know, like just optimizing pages and for like keyword chunks and stuff like that, and just like doing the keyword research and like looking at like more question stuff, you know. So like setting up like regex in GSC and like looking and mining your questions and then trying to answer that stuff on pages. And because I find like a lot of LLMs, people are more asking questions and stuff like that. You know, they're not going to go to like ChatGPT and just search for like mobile phone or something. They're going to say like, what's the best mobile phone for over 50s, or like, it's really going to be question based. So doing the research and building out content within client sites that have a heavy focus on questions is definitely something our team's doing, and we're seeing some good results off the back of that. Yeah, I mean, like, we've seen some clients that are getting like $500,000 of revenue a month from ChatGPT in certain verticals. So it is starting to make money. Like, people are starting to say, shit, this is actually working. Like, we're making some money off the back of this. Let's try and do more of this. So yeah, I mean, there's other little things like just trying to fix misinformation within LLMs. I think that's a big one, especially with big companies. Like, people really hate it when there's misinformation online. Like, say for example, it's got the wrong CEO listed on a huge amount of citations or something like that. Doing like a brand geo audit. So we kind of come in and look at the business's health from that point of view. That's been a really popular service because, like you said earlier, like, some people will come to us and they say, look, we're already doing SEO in-house. We're already doing digital PR in-house. We need a specialist team to come in and just help with this. Like, don't sell me any other service. I just want to get like a geo audit. You know, we want to know what our, like, how we can improve on this and how our team's performing. Like, so 100%, you're right. Like, people really care about how they're performing on that. So
I think the huge one for the geo audits that you're talking about there is because of query fan out now, of what's happening with query fan out. If someone was to go and search, is James Norquay legitimate, or is James Norquay trustworthy? Well, what does that mean? So then the query fan out comes along with like James Norquay testimonials, James Norquay reviews. When did James Norquay start SEO? When did James Norquay do this? And it comes out with all these different fan out queries. And if you're not controlling the messaging on each one of them fan outs that's coming along, your overall consensus score's not very high. So it can end up giving, instead of it being a positive sentiment, it can be a balance like, yeah, there's some credible sources online, however, he doesn't seem to have a lot of case studies, or however, he doesn't seem to have many or any reviews on Trustpilot and stuff like that. And I think, as well as the misinformation, sometimes just putting some information online as well of who they are and what they do, where they might not have done it previously, They might be ranking number one. The amount of people that I see ranking number one in Google, but they're not recommended in AI. And that's why I'm then saying GEO and SEO is a different ballgame. We've got a completely different team for GEO than we do for SEO. Yes, there's loads of overlap. I'm not denying that fact. But the fact that you can rank number one in Google and not be recommended in AI then starts to tell you the different intricacies and different nuances like we spoke on. Do you do anything then with, obviously you mentioned there about chunks, and it's another thing that I took from you and why I was desperate to get you on with to do with AI SEO tips and tricks, because I've seen the regex that you put in Google Search Console. For anyone that just doesn't understand that, can you explain what that is? I'm pretty certain majority should know what that is, but explain what the regex kind of formula is in Google Search Console, and then what you mean by chunks, like passages of content, just in simplistic terms so they'll understand what you mean.
Yeah, so I think the easiest thing with regex for like Google Search Console, I think the best thing for someone to do would just be to search like regex example for Google Search Console and like Google, because like there's easy like code that you can just copy and like for like especially for questions. So that's definitely one thing that I'd say for people to do there. I mean, for chunks, it's just like the chunks of information that AI is going to pick up. You mentioned query fan out process. Like our team has a whole process for that. Like I got about 15 people in our GEO committee at the moment in our office, basically just working across different things. So yeah, I mean, I'm not totally involved with everything, but like there's just like so many new things coming out that people are testing like within our team every day essentially. Like we have a separate team chat just for like AI, SEO and GEO news and just things that are just coming out just like every day, because it's freaking hard to keep up with all this news and changes. It's like we've got there's enough SEO news and like, but then AI just feels like it's this whole new ball game. So yeah, I mean, like in terms of explaining in simplest form, I think the easiest thing for people to do is just Google or YouTube things like what is a chunk, like regex example on YouTube, because it's hard to explain this stuff over on a podcast. You know, the easiest thing you can do is just go to YouTube and just like put it in, because then there'll be some guy that's done a 20-minute video about how to do regex for Google Search Console, and some bloke's just like freaking broken down the whole process. And yeah, that's always what I say to people in the office, you know, like just jump onto like YouTube and or Google and just find like a full-on guide about this stuff, because yeah, there's massive guides online.
And then with regards to AI SEO tips and tricks, is there anything else that's missing, or to summarise, if someone's not doing it yet, like what else with regards to AI should people be looking at that they might not have realised that there should be within the business?
I think like some people like just don't even think about the basics, you know, like is your website blocked from AI search? You know, I had some AI SEO tool hit me up the other day, and they were like trying to pitch something, and they said our website's visibility was 60% or something, and then they shared a client's example, and then I looked at the client, you know, and that client was that they shared me was like blocking GPT bot in the robots.txt of that client, you know, and I'm like, hang on a second, like if this Geo tool is so good, why haven't they even checked the technical fundamentals, you know? Even like sites that have a lot of JavaScript issues and things like that, you know, like if Google can't render the site, like AI search, like bots are going to have a huge amount of issues as well. Yeah. That is one big thing, like just doing like a technical analysis from an AI search point of view. Like for some, especially news publishers, like you'll get some IT guy that will just go in and block everything. And that can be catastrophic as well. I like just going and doing the technical basis of that, like just the basics, you know, and then just ensuring that everything's accessible. I think things like LLMs.info pages, I definitely feel like they work. Like I've seen some people in the industry say, oh no, they don't work, but I mean, we've seen LLM info pages getting picked up as citations for clients, you know, and the fact that they're getting picked up for citations, that's an indication to me that, hey, they actually matter. I mean, LLM.text, I think people have tested that. That doesn't seem to work. You know, I've seen it, people talking about they've done massive tests where they added it to like thousands of websites and it didn't even get any bot activity. So, yeah, I think
anyone who's
you got to
watching
test
this,
everything.
You're saying don't bother with the LLMs.txt, but they do bother
No.
with LLMs.info.
Exactly, yeah. We've tested them all too.
And
like
what
on
you're
our
putting
own
on the
sites.
LLMs.info, what you're putting on there, is it just short, snippet, factual information?
Exactly, just information about the business, you know, like what the company is, when it was founded, just everything you'd want an LLM to know about your site. You know, I think Steve Toff has a really great generator to make those pages too. Like, I'd highly recommend people to check out that. I think he has a GPT for that, I'm pretty sure, or I think it was a generator, I can't remember, but like we just build them in-house, you know, for our team. Pretty easy to do. Like, just the easiest thing you can do is just go and see what other people have done, like for their LLM info pages, like big brands. Like, a lot of people are doing them quite well. The thing is, the fact that they're getting picked up as citations is enough of a signal to me to think, hey, this is worth doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, if it's been cited, then it's obviously been crawled and being used
100%.
within it. So you should definitely be doing it. Well, James, it's been an absolute pleasure. Anyone who likes this, if you've got any comments, if you want any follow-on kind of questions to be answered, leave a comment in the comment section. James, it's been a pleasure, and hope you like the video on AI SEO tips and tricks.